Anyways. That was Little Sin, who I do love, but I was not intending to play. But I'll be alright. All it just means I just have to like cut out the first, how long has it been going? First 10 minutes? First 9, whatever. It's alright, we'll be fine. Let me find a good song. Okay, let's start with that one. Alright, so today we are going to be working on the, well, I mean, it's going to be Heartbreak, but today we're going to be finishing up the background. This is also going to be the last stream of the year, because I'm going to be doing a bunch of holiday stuff over the New Year's and all that. Sorry, one second. I think I have some water in my ear and it's bothering me. Anyways, yeah, so this is going to be probably one of the last streams of the year. The like first Tuesday of January I pick it back up. It's not gonna be a super long break. It's just next Tuesday I'm gonna be going to the mountains. Not for anything particularly special other than playing D&D, which is great. Also, hello there, resident artist. It's nice to see you. I'm very excited to get started on the background. A lot of things are gonna be changing as far as the flow of the piece. I know how I have these like really big like flame things. I'm probably gonna scale it down and give more focus towards the like center of the chest. We'll have to see. Yes, D&D is very fun. I have a lot of it gets a lot of that like creative juices just like out. I think people who like don't know, aren't very good at art, can get a lot out of D&D because like they can be creative without having to actually make visuals and have all that training or practice. Sorry, I have shoes on. I'm trying to take them off real quick. I promise I'll get started eventually. Since this is gonna be one of the last ones of the year, I'm probably gonna be going for a while tonight. I'm probably gonna be going 3 hours. We'll have to see. Oh, I don't know why that shoe blurred. Yeah, D&D, I got like tricked into playing D&D because they knew I was an artist and they were like, hey, here's this game where you can draw a bunch of characters, and I'm like, can they be post-apocalyptic characters with guns? And they were like, yeah, sure. And they didn't tell me anything about it being fantasy. I think I even said, is it like elves and orcs and stuff? And they were like, no, nothing like that. And then I got there and like half the party is like orcs and elves, and I'm like, But I stuck with it and I got really into it. And it took me several attempts to like I kept changing and evolving how I like thought about D&D. Where I was like, okay, so it's like I can create whatever story I want. And it's like, not really. You can't create any. But what you can create is very fun. Like there's a lot of options. All right, one last thing. I'm gonna take off my sweatshirt. Yeah, they scanned me into liking orcs and elves. Wait. Oh goodness. Almost went shirtless. Huh. I'm not planning on doing a topless stream. I always hate that about sweatshirt. It's like as soon as it gets like a little warm and you gotta take it off, it's like you have to run the risk of accidentally revealing your torso in the middle of a crowd. Yeah, I think it was more just like I would want those big anime moments where I'd reveal like, oh, I'm secretly this character, or I'm the main character of this story. But that's not always how it works. Like it's a different kind of story. I mean, you could probably set it up to be like that, but that's never how. It's really not natural. Okay. All right. I think I'm done declothing and de-shoeing. Yeah, I got pretty much everything ready. Give me some more room. I really should have cleaned my desk before I got started, but it's more important for me to get coffee than me to be clean. Yeah, I think that can work. It's really, I don't know. Maybe it was just the sessions I was in, but it's also like the expectations that I always have for myself. So like I get disappointed if it doesn't like hit everybody the way I want. Yeah, it's really hard to find that balance of like making sure everyone's happy at the same time, as well as like trying to like pull off like like things you want. It's like if you try to make like a sturdy, cool character, but like everybody's goofing on it like every 5 seconds, like it's just not gonna work. Like you're not gonna have that very serious character. Like you're gonna either have to like goof off with everybody else, or just not be like included in the fun. So like everybody has to be like I think it just depends on like whether or not your group can like all agree to it. Exactly. You have to fit whatever the vibe of the party is. But yeah, I'm going to be playing D&D while in the mountains, and it is probably not going to be very serious at all. It's probably going to be very chaotic, but fun. That's how it is. It's going to be fun. All right. Okay. That's all with the intro. I'm declothed. I'm very comfortable now. We're going to get started. All right. I said I was very comfortable. Let me check my video and everything. I really should have kept everything good. Yeah, I always try to keep like half serious, half jokey, like serious enough so we can like continue a story and no one's being like a murder hobo. Like that's basically like as serious as we need it. And then like also making sure that we don't spend like 3 hours in the same spot. What am I doing? Yeah, it's all about the people you play with too. And I think the people that I played with, I think we enjoyed being with each other more than we enjoyed D&D. Like I remember like half the time I would be like, you know what? Like I would rather just like sit here and talk for 3 hours than playing D&D sometimes. And I think that's just it. And that's probably like a sign that we needed to find something else to do for a while, or maybe just take like a break. Sorry, 1 second. I just want to fix the camera, and then we're all good. This was not one of those days where I actually got everything ready beforehand. The exposure, let's pull it up a bit. It's just a little bit, and then we bring down the brightness. There we go. Bring down the brightness, increase the saturation, so I don't look completely dead like I do in real life. Change the white balance so I can tweak that. There we go. We're gonna keep it like that. Okay. Camera's all set up. Yeah. And in the end, it's all about having fun. So like, I just like being around my friends during that time. There's more of just like being there for my friends rather than like focusing on the story. So I think that's why I had most of an issue. Where like in preparation, I would like make all this stuff to make a big story. But as soon as I started playing, I was like, you know what? I just want to have a good time. Like I don't care about like all the other stuff going on. Anyways, so what am I doing? Oh yeah, background. Let me pull up my notes real quick. Where are you at? Okay, so we've it says to finish the shadows. We basically have finished the shadows. I don't think there's really anything I need to tweak as far as that goes. I did play with the gradients enough so we have like a good base tone for the character. I might make her a little bit more saturated because I want the background to feel more desaturated and then the character to feel more saturated. That way you can tell she's the focus. It's just one of those like things that I think we're gonna have to like tweak that later on. But for now, we're gonna try to make a background that fits with the character and provides enough focus for her there. Let's see. So we're gonna be going for like this texture. Which one's better? I think this one's. I want this like really like billowy texture where you see there's a lot of like circles and curved lines to it. But I also want this like rougher texture that this one has. Like how like everything looks jagged because like so much of it has been burnt through. Just leaving like the structural supports and everything. Yeah, I mean that's usually how it is for me, where it's like I'll play as I'll like have like this deep character, and that's always been my big problem. Like I'm always the edgy rogue, and then I'll play in a character with a barbarian and a bard, who none of them are going to be serious. You know, like they're all just having fun. And I don't think it was their fault. It was, you know, like it was more like I couldn't find that balance myself. So like I would like, instead of playing seriously with the character, I would play him also goofy. I don't know. It's alright. So. We learn. Alright. I have a very serious bard character. I mean, it could happen. Once in a blue moon, you know. Alright, sorry. I keep getting distracted and not working on this thing. Alright, so I did the wrong button. There you go. Alright, so I already have this like set up, and I tweak all the colors. So this is it without the like saturation filter. I just did that for the good thumbnail. And then I changed the base color. It was a blue originally, which I just used so we're not being blinded by the blank white background. But now I've changed it to this more red-brown color. Because if you look in these like images that I have for reference, oh my goodness, they're so high. There you are. So if you see like here, like if you had to like pick an undertone, I think this like brown, red, orange, like gray, like this really like mundane color, that's like the base tone. And then you see all these like sharp lines of yellow, orange, and then like a little haze of reddish smoke everywhere. I think those are like the most prominent colors. Here you get like more of a black, but like no red at all appears in this picture, which is kind of crazy. Like it's all just orange and yellows and then black. Anyways, but we're gonna go with this one down here. We're gonna go with like this reddish hue because I think that gives more of like a hazy burn look, which I think will work well with this piece. Siri Bard. That's pretty cool. I don't know how like dissociative identity disorder. I feel like at least one of those personalities in series, and maybe the other ones aren't, but that's just me guessing. So yeah, we're gonna be working with this background. I think I'm gonna fade this into the background a bit, and we're gonna just try doing from scratch from here. I also want to set this at like 30 degrees so it's in line with like the rest of the picture. Come on, move. Please. 30 degrees, there we go. So I'll use like this layer as like a guide, kind of like how I want the flames, because you can still kind of see it from here. Then I'm gonna start with maybe, let's go with an orange color. Maybe this like burnt orange color. Ooh, hold on, let me use one of my other brushes. Yeah. Sorry. That's interesting. I do like that like it gives you all like an opportunity to have like different personalities that can like play at different times. So like if you have like a more serious moment, you play the more serious character. Because the issue with playing like the edgy rogue is that like you pretty much always have to be silent if you want to like keep in character. And like in a lot of situations, you'll be like, okay, like what does my character do? He sits there and broods, because like there's not like a lot of opportunity for you to do things if all your personality is just, you know, being quiet and brooding. So like if you have like a DID character, then you can have like somebody who would normally just be brooding in the corner, but like then the other personality does, you know, goofy antics or, you know, like more serious face skills like persuasion attempts. And then whenever you need that brooding killer back, or you have him, like if you need that brooding rogue, he can pop out of it, like, you know, his shell only when he's needed. Ooh, hold on. I think I'm getting a little bit too flowy. Being good at one-liners. That was always my issue. That's something I discovered after like 2 or 3 attempts at like a good rogue. Is that the issue with making somebody charismatic is that you have to naturally already know how to be charismatic. And since I don't have that kind of charisma in real life, I'm very awkward and unconfident in like everything. It'll be like, oh, here's this super cool moment. Did I do that right? Like like you can't play like a very charming character if you don't already know how to be, at least play the part of being charming. So like I would say like the edgy one-liners, and then I would look at everybody, be like, is that goofy? Is everybody okay with that? Which is just, you know, something I have on my own. Like I need to deal with that. And it was definitely harder because like a lot of my friends are theater kids. You know, like they all took part of theater at least like once or twice. So they know how to like play characters. They know how to like get into it and, you know, not really be ashamed of, you know, not really have like that always looking for, oh, what am I trying to think of? Whenever you're like worried that you're gonna look goofy in front of people, being too self-conscious, you know, they're able to break that a lot easier than I can. So like I'll always be like I have those like desires to be that character, and then I can't like break that part of me where I'm like, am I goofy right now? Am I too goofy? Yeah. Like, writing would be a good idea, but I have a session tomorrow and I don't even have my character made. So, you know, like planning things ahead is not good for me, which is exciting because I'm gonna be a DM next week for the first time. That one I am preparing for, but I'm only like 10% of the way done, and it's next week. 2 weeks from now, actually. Never mind, I have more time to slack off. Yeah, it's gonna be really fun because like I've already talked about it a little bit with my players, and it's like it's gonna be awful. It's gonna be really, really awful. Like I've had to talk to like one of the players. I'm like, please, you are going to be the one that holds everything together. Because one player is definitely going to be chaotic. The other player is definitely going to be a rogue that steals everything and, you know, is only going to look out for himself. You are the paladin. You are the only good character that will actually like help people. I'm not making the campaign, thankfully. I'm just using the dragon campaign. What is it? It's like the starter kit, like the Dragon Spire, Ice Wind, something like that. But I've started reading it, and it's really like I've got like the basic structure, you know, like the party starts in a town that's being rebuilt. There's like a job board, and there's like 3 missions, and they get to choose which mission they go on. And each mission is like really simple, but you know, like it gets you like the basics of like you know, like you're gonna encounter like a random encounter, and you know you're gonna fight with like these random enemies, but there's also a chance for something big to happen in like the overarching story. So like there's a lot of very basic, simple stuff that I think will be great for them getting into it, because they've always wanted to play D&D. They've just never been able to, and I've never wanted to DM. Like I've always been very resistant to DMing because I'm not very good at being like the reliable one when it comes to remembering stuff. But I think I can do it. I think I'll be all right. You know, like, if they're not too serious and I don't take things too seriously, I think I'll make it out alive. I really like this brush. This is supposed to be like a hairbrush, but I think it works really well as a fire brush as well. I always like giving fire the way that I draw fire, and like any like drawing that I'm doing is that I try to almost make it feel like it's living and like intentional with its like direction. Like you can see here, like I'm giving it like flow, I'm giving it direction, and I think fire naturally does that. I do wish I could make it a little bit more sharp. Like I have an issue with making fire look sharp. And I think I need to channel that a little bit more, where it's almost like crackling and whipping. I need that energy, because flow is good, but it's like I need to mix of both. I need to find that balance. Yeah, I did see that. I looked up some like basic sets for DMs, like what they take with them, and it's like a bunch of tokens. Obviously, they have their D20s and that kind of thing. And I noticed that one of them had like a notebook, and I was like, you know what? Like just jotting down like, here's 3 things. If they go this way, then you have this, and then you start with this, and then you can look in the book for the actual details. Because I'm probably gonna have that book like glued to me. And then also keeping things free form and making stuff up on the spot is, if I make stuff up, it's not gonna kill anybody. Putting in references just to make myself laugh, that's fine. Fire is fun. I like fire. Not in a pyromaniac way. Yeah, improv is very fun. That's one of those things that I learned. Like how I was saying, like sometimes I always wanted to make this big structured story. I think one of the issues I have is because like I didn't realize how much improv I would need in order to actually like direct things in a way that I wanted to. So like, I would never have a response prepared that would like lead into like my next big story arc. I'd always be like caught off guard. And like, I think slowly I've been figuring that out, like how to like improvise my own personal story beats along with whatever, story the DM is going with. Because, sometimes you can't make the story all about you. Sometimes you gotta like make sure that everybody else around you is having fun. I like fire in a pyromaniac way. Don't. That is a criminal act. Arson is a crime, but being into fire isn't. Just fires in the backyard. Maybe you just like creating bonfires in the backyard. Does it scare people? Sure. I mean, but who needs? Okay, hold on. I think I remember what I was also planning. So along with this, I think it would be good to have like so I already have like the lines sketched out for the foundations. So this is supposed to be like the structural supports of the building. So I want to block those out, and they can kind of like get slowly like shoved into the piece. I'm not sure what word I'm looking for there. Actually, I think everybody does have like that little part in them that's kind of like into fire, where they just see like, like a fire pit or like starting a candle. It's like very fun. I think because it's like so dangerous, but it's also like so safe because it's, a bonfire is literally meant to, contain fire safely. A candle is meant to hold fire in a very safe and uniform way. Except for people, obviously, like that have like phobias to fire for whatever reason. Yeah, the caveman instinct. Caveman. Cable man. Yeah, I remember when I was young, I just like looked at candles. Even when I was a little, like I had that like attraction to fire, but I also was very aware, like, oh yeah, that can easily get out of hand very fast. I wasn't one of those young kids that really wanted to find out. I was like, no, I saw what happened in the movie once. Like, I'm not that curious. Yeah, I had a candle like just between me and my camera, but I finished the candle and I didn't feel like buying a new one yet. If I run into like a candle shop, I'll probably pick one up. It's never at the top of the list for me. Oh, lighting your homework on fire. I'm wondering if I could put like embers into the foundations. It's probably not going to show up in the final piece, but I think it'd be like a nice little texture. So like just a little something on the foundations, just for fun. Only once though. Officers. I have only burnt things down once. Officers. Twitch guidelines. I don't think that's a good defense. I gotta be honest. If I was your teacher, I would be like, I would simply not light my homework on fire. That's an F. And if I saw like my kid doing that, I'd probably be like, yeah, you're not gonna hold any candles for like a good while. Just until we get like that curiosity out of you, like maybe when you're 13, we'll see. Maybe whenever you're old enough to have a cell phone, that's about the time where I can trust you on the internet without like, doxing us accidentally. That's about the time I'll let you have candles again. Oh my god, that sounds really terrible. Not on your end, but like it just sounds like that was a bad experience for everybody involved. There we go. And then once I get more fire, it'll cloud things up a little bit more. We could maybe have like a little bit more, but I might actually like blur out the background. So let me try that. We're gonna just play around with this filter just for a second, just to see how it looks. Maybe when we're closer to the end. Gaussian blur. Maybe a little bit more. Oh no, hold on. Let me group those together. Pop. Duplicate. Merge. Turn this on off, and then blur them both together. Blur. There we go. That's more what I'm looking for. And then you put the fire on top. There we go. Then I might even like blur the fire, but we'll see when we get to that. That way, I don't know. It's not too distracting because there's not a lot going on. It's just the girl and then the fire. Like there's not too much in there, so I don't think we need to blur out the background. I'm gonna delete that now. Turn that back on. Okay, so yeah, we have like the basic like structure in the background. I have not burnt anything down, thankfully. That was important. I think I've burnt like paper, like, throwing it into the fireplace and throwing it into a candle. That's fine. And not even important paper too. It was like, spam mail that we just have lying around the house. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, that we're going to tweak later. Because I think before, she was the only thing that had color, because I didn't have like the background all colored out yet. And so like she still stood out like enough. That's why I have this like desaturation filter on standby. So like whenever we get to that, we can like balance it out. We can balance out like how much color the background has and how much color the girl has. And then we can also pick her up too, because she doesn't have that much color going on. I think her pants are like the most colorful thing about her. But we can pick that up. We're much more knowledgeable in fire safety now. We're all adults here. You can trust us with fire. Trust it. Twitch police, you can trust us. Where's safety from? Okay, back to the fire. Oop, that's not the right color. What's that? What color did I use before? I think I used this orange. Nope, not that one. Let's go one up. That's the one. Yep, yeah, that's the one. See, he had a campfire. He is very responsible, Twitch. He's a grown man. He's a grown lad. Man, woman, non-binary. I know how to not do dumb. That's good. That's good. I don't think I can say that yet. You know, like I can not start fires, but I can do very dumb. I can do very dumb. Just give me the chance. Just put me in, coach. I do dumb good. A grown eldritch entity. That works for me too. We accept all genders here, including eldritch entities. Ooh, what if I have like the fire like flowing from underneath her? That's gonna look a little weird, but maybe just weird to me because I have like a dumb brain. I can still do dumb, just not with fire. Exactly. That's why I don't trust myself with firearms. It's like I feel like, you know what? I know I can drop things pretty easily. I can drop things really easily in a really embarrassing way. You know, I carry a water bottle that has a strap on it, and I still drop it in the middle of the gym, making like a loud noise that everybody can hear. Like, you know, maybe no firearms near me. The fire, I can handle. You give me a firearm, I'm gonna be like, hey, you remember Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2? And then like someone's gonna get hurt. Like don't trust me with firearms. I don't think that's a good idea. Exactly. That's what it is. And firearms isn't exactly a safe thing, but you know. Like pencils. Ooh boy, oh boy. The dumb things I've done with pencils. I'm gonna just like and completely shade this in. I'm gonna do maybe like a layer above everything for like fire that like goes in front of her. But we'll see. I might do like floorboards that are just like glowing. But we'll see. Let me just try it out. If I don't like it, I'll just delete it. Right here. So just as a taste. I think fire going on top of her might be. Ooh. We'll just test a little bit. It also might be a little bit like too much fire, because we're gonna have fire coming out of her chest, fire in the background. I think this might be a little much, but we'll see. I do always have like a weird thing about like seeing people's like their crotch like spread out in front of the camera. Like I feel like it's unnecessary, and you can usually play around it. But that might also just me being dumb, because sometimes like I'll focus on an area and then everybody else will be like, no, it's just a normal thing. Like some people just point their crotches at the camera. Like not everybody's staring at that area. You little mink. It is an interesting. Yes, that is a point. I am glad it's interesting. I don't know. Because this is just like a very what's the word? Makeshift like version of what it would be. But I don't like. Don't shame me for who I am. So let's not do that. So let me try the floorboard thing I have. I'm gonna just use the chalk brush. Maybe curve it a little bit. Oh wait, instead of that color, let's use the red background color. That way it fits in with the palette a little bit more. Oh no, it's also a part of the foreground. Hold on, let me just delete this entirely. Okay. We go to the fire layer. We can just experiment on here. Make this an eraser. Nope, that's not what I want. There we go. So we're just gonna give some texture to the floorboards real quick. Dial it back. Smooth it out. Get some gradients. Nice texture and texture. Just like a general tip that I've heard is just like making sure that everything in the background or everything in general just has like a a random mess of textures, so it doesn't look too smooth. It doesn't look too what's the word? Too simple. It looks like you put a little bit more effort into it than just like using a fill bucket for everything. You can't go too overboard with texture as well. I've definitely seen that before. And I think if you have like a very like computer style or like a very if you want like a simple style, like some people do like, you know, normal cartoons, then having no texture is fine. But like if you're going for more of like a painterly style, then usually making sure like everything has like a little bit of texture is good. It's just like a very easy, quick thing you could do. Kind of like here. So like this could have just been like a very nice orange, but giving it a little bit more texture just makes it feel like it's been worked on, like it's been worked over. It doesn't feel like you just came up with it out of nowhere. All right, so now we're gonna pull this. No, I'm gonna use the eraser and just make some floorboards real quick. Oh, this is nice. I like this. Maybe it's just the texture I was just talking about, and that's the only reason I like it. This isn't what it's gonna look like because the actual floorboards aren't even. But maybe I can make it. Hold on. Oh, no. I screwed up the angle. It should be going this way. Okay, yeah, I like that. It's nice. And then maybe like a little bit like of some black to like give it a little bit more contrast. Maybe in the gaps like here. And then like underneath there too. Not a ton of it, because obviously if everything's on fire, there's not going to be a lot of shadow anywhere. Hold on 1 second. That's not another layer. I got to be careful actually. And then maybe like a little bit of yellow for like some flames peeking through and some embers, like really bright embers coming through. I'm gonna do that with like a pencil. I'm trying to think of like that burnt wood texture, because usually when I see embers on like fire, it kind of like follows the grain of wood. So I'm kind of going for that right now. And also let me do like little flames coming from beneath. Maybe I could use that other brush too. Just make it small. Hold on, let me just make everything. There we go. Okay, maybe that's a little too small. I think something's weird with this brush when it's tiny. It's like really hard to actually make a stroke. This is really nice though. I like this. I think I'm gonna have to tweak it because like the way that the brush is working isn't too great. Now that I see it from afar, hold on. Oh, hang on. Let me grab this orange and see if we can like make it blend a little better. Like just soften it all up. No, I like it with that one. Maybe it's just the yellow that I don't like. So maybe we can just try blending these in real quick. Oh yeah, like making it a little bit more transparent in some areas. Giving like more lines through it. Soften the transitions. Yeah. This is good. I like this. I like this little pad. Almost like a water drop. Like the way you do a water drop is like you grab white and you just do like the outline and then everything inside is clear. I think fire can also work the same way, where the insides can be transparent and the yellow parts are more like the edges. I need that color again. Make some of these ones in the middle need to get cleared up. And then these ones up close definitely need to get cleared up. And this is still just an experiment, so we're gonna dial this back and blend it in better later. But just to give like a see how it looks, to see if we can keep going with this. Yeah, I definitely like the floorboards, like the orange with the dark brown reddish color. I like that. I think the flames on the ground is gonna be a little hard to do. It might also look weird because I don't have any of the yellow anywhere else yet. So maybe that's all that's like kind of tweaking me a little bit about it. But we have more time. I'm gonna push my mic back a little bit. Okay. All right, back to 5. Do I have the color already? Let me double. This is the color? No, it's too bright. This is the color. Yeah, okay. And let me reset the size. I think. Is it naturally at a 40? That's tiny. Go like 90. 90 is still a little small. Maybe like 100. Nope, that's 200. Please. That feels. All right, let's see. Okay, so if this is a wall right here, then the flames would kind of like go up like this. I'm gonna also erase backwards so like you can have a little bit of both. To like really create the fire texture, I'm probably gonna be like switching back and forth between like an eraser and like not an eraser. So I can like texture everything and make all the lines have like a certain shape. Welcome back. I experimented a little with like the texture that I want for the floor. So I really like this like wooden slat. I don't know if the yellow looks really good. I think maybe I just chose a bad yellow. Like that's a very like mustardy yellow. And also because there's no yellow and there's no yellow anywhere here in the fire, I think once I get all the yellows and all the other colors, this will look a little bit more natural. But otherwise, I like where this is. I like where this is at. This is really good. It almost makes it look like the ground itself is now like on fire. And yeah. We're getting there. Successful experiment. But now we go back to texturing the fire on the wall. Eventually we'll be finished. One day. Trying to think of something. Now, originally, I just had her in like a square little box room. But I'm wondering, is she in a tiny room? Is she in like a large living room? I think maybe a small room. I think we're gonna keep it small room so it has more of like she's, you know, in her bedroom crying kind of feel. And then maybe this is just like walls that are burnt away. Let me pull up that reference again. Does it show what it's like along a wall? Okay. This one kind of has like what it looks like on a wall. Because these are like walls that are completely burnt out. Or maybe this is more how the walls. I don't know. We'll just keep working with what we got, and then come back to that later. That won't come bite us in the butt, I promise. I really like the roof right now. The roof, I think I did very well. As far as like the texture, getting like the exact like almost like bubbly look where like it feels like everything's round up here. And that's exactly what I want. Everything looks exactly as round as I want it. Kind of like they're all going towards this center. And then like everything is like curving into it, almost like a I don't know, like a black hole. Although I guess black holes are like more flat, but yeah. And then here the wall would be like curving this way. So let's try to make the flames follow that. This way. My only issue with this brush is that it kind of stops really quickly, which is good for some things and then annoying for others. So you really have to like plan out like a flow, or else it won't show up as well. Or else you get these like really big chunky strokes, which is good too. You might be right. We'll see. I think you know, if it does get too detailed, we could also just blur it, because you know, like I do want that like I mean, like if you look in these pictures, like the fire texture is really detailed. I don't think I'm going to that level, but you know, we could also just like blur it if it gets too like distracting. And then, you know, like also hit it with the desaturation filter, so everything kind of like gets really like de-emphasized. Where is that? So yeah, like we can really push that. We have a lot of options in like pushing it and pushing it back. And also we can go down on the detail. Like we can also just like erase some of the detail later. we got a lot of options. We're still good. A lot of the billows are the same vibrancy. Yeah. I mean, for now, yeah. Like I said, we'll be able. That's why everything's still in like their own separate layers, and we can fix that later on. We'll see. I have to find the layer again. There you are. That's the best part of digital art. It's very flexible. Exactly. That's why I switched very early on into like the mechanical pencils. Like I remember, you know, like in art classes, they would always tell you to use like the wooden pencil because like you can get more options with a wooden pencil, which is true if you're going for that. Like I don't use my pencil for shading like that. I use my pencils for line art, and that's kind of it. Like I'm very okay with using mechanical pencils because like all I need is these very clean lines, and having a pencil that you can just click to sharpen is perfect. It's like literally almost always sharp. Still, digital art is very tough too, you know, in its own ways. There we go. Now we are completely filled with fire. And then let's I know this is not gonna look good, but I just want to see what it looks like with the heart fire. Yeah, like there's a lot going on. Let's go normal. I say go normal. Why does it look? Is it transparent? Why is it transparent? Oh no, I didn't click normal. Just please. There we go. Yeah, this is a mess. But we can now start to dial it back. Like when I was putting texture on the floor, like I splattered everything with color, and then we dial it back to smooth things over, blend things, make things a little bit less chaotic. No, never mind. I keep playing with my rings. All right. All right. Make this into an eraser, and we're gonna swing things back. So I think especially like here, I want like more empty little pocket space. Maybe each of the individual lines having a little bit more darkness to them. Have like a little bit of transparency to it, all of it. This is such a nice texture. This brush is really nice. So this was if anybody knows Mark Brunet, he's like a very popular like not art streamer. I think he might stream, but he's more of like a YouTube, or I know him as a YouTuber. And he has like a brush pack that he has. So it's for Photoshop, so it does not work with Krita. So I had to actually like take the brush tips and then try to figure out how to like backwards program all of it in order to make it work with Krita. So these are like maybe like half of the level of like level of what they're supposed to be. I think this particular brush texture actually works very well without all the like same engine. So like even though it doesn't have like the exact same control that I think his would have in Photoshop, I think like just having the brush tips alone are good enough to get this like really good texture. And being able to like I think he had a video where he was like showing off all the brushes, and like in each one he shows for like half a second kind of like the engines, like the sizes of the brushes and everything. And that like I would like pause, try to see if I can like figure out how to like program the brush in Krita, and then press play to get to the next one. This needs a little bit of fixing. I think I went too far here. Where's the center line? Hold on, let me pull that up too. Because I do want this kind of be centered too. Yeah, his YouTube videos are also really helpful. That's why I started using the gradient maps, because like I saw him using it and it seemed really fun. I don't know if I can use gradient maps for everything. I do think it's a little bit, it's like really powerful and really flexible, but I think that is better for a workflow that's different from mine. Like I don't really have that much like play with colors like he does, like because he was talking about using it for like different jobs. So like if he had somebody that would like ask him to change something, or like they decided something else for the color, then he could change it really quickly. But I don't really have any like what's the word, clients to work for. So like it's literally just like whatever color palette I feel like I'm going to use, because you know it's what I want. I do like it though, just having it as an option and knowing how to use it too, I think will be good. His videos are fun though, especially because like he's actually good at like producing like actual like nice videos. Because that's always an issue. Sometimes you'll have like good artists that can't make like good videos because like it's an entirely new skill. Like they're two different skills. Yeah, having like a bunch of tools in my arsenal. That's why it was fun taking art class. Like art class isn't really good for like mastering skills, or at least for me, it wasn't very good at mastering skills. But it was good for like being able to experience a bunch of different styles. I think that's what art classes are best at. Like being able to give you the tools to like, you know, you can try this, you know, like that's how I found out I liked watercolor. I mean, I found out that I hated watercolors, and then because I hated it, it gave me enough drive to like look at it on my own, like see like how I could handle it. So it was like an enemy almost. Like I was like, all right, so like I'm not gonna rest until I figure out how to do watercolors well enough that I'm happy. I had like a breakdown using watercolors for the first time, where I literally like sat in my chair seething and like I poured water all over it. I just like threw it at my plain painting because I was just so mad that like everything looked sloppy, everything was mixing together, and I didn't want it to. Because my teachers kept telling me that I wasn't using enough water, and I kept getting frustrated because I was like, I don't know how to use the water, you know, like it makes it hard to control. And then eventually I realized, like, personally, I don't use that much water whenever I'm using watercolor, which is kind of not how you're supposed to do it, but it makes it very easy to control. You know, like the colors are a lot stronger and bolder when you just take it almost straight from the palette. I love pottery. Not the wheel. You know, like you slam it on the wheel and you have to like build it up. I was very bad at that. I barely passed that aspect of pottery. But the actual building sculptures, I was very good at. I wasn't very clean at it, but I was very good at it. Don't go anywhere. Knocked it over my light. Let me check on the camera. So, here's my little face. I made a little pog emote. Well, I don't think it was good lighting. Let me. Like, oh god, it's so blinding. The exposure. Sorry. Oh god. I'm trying to get him. Can't. Look at this little pog emote. I haven't painted him because I've been too lazy. Yeah, I'm really good at making like face, especially if it's an ugly face. I'm very good at that. I have experience with being ugly. I don't like that if I can make it something. Yeah, that, I mean, it's rough. Pottery isn't very forgiving. I mean, you can recycle your clay. We had like a setup so we could just like, if we messed up, we can just throw it into the recycling pile and start over, which wasn't, you know, it still sucked having to start over, but you know, like at least we knew we weren't like completely wasting the clay and would have to buy another pound. That's why school is like a great place to like learn new mediums. So if you screw up, there's more resources to use. Like there's more, it's not coming out of your pocket, I guess is the point. Yeah. You do pottery. I have a lot of fun. But it is, I can understand why it's very like brutal and unforgiving. Kind of like watercolor is also forgiving, but it's also unforgiving at the same time. It's really confusing. So I think if you get experience with watercolor, you also learn that you can like make little fixes. So like if you put it down with the wrong color, you can like grab a napkin and kind of like soak up a lot of the color that you put on. It won't completely fix it, but you'll be able to at least like you should be able to like save it from there. And but that's something like you learn after like practicing for a while, you know, like having experience with it, you start to like develop that sense of like how you can use the colors in the water. Pottery sucks. I can understand it because there's like a lot of stuff around the actual building. So like even if you're good at like building stuff, sometimes it's like maybe you didn't set up the clay right, maybe you didn't stretch the clay enough, or you know, like knead the clay enough in order to get all the purities and all the wrappings out. So like, or maybe the kiln wasn't hot enough and it didn't bake it, you know, like there's a lot of stuff that goes around making pottery that has almost nothing to do with like actually like how you build it, and that can be very frustrating. Like, I mean, a lot of my sculptures, like I would build would explode, you know, like that. And that's kind of just something you have to like plan for, or like you have to know a lot about pottery outside of just like how to build it up. Like, you know, how to prepare it so it doesn't explode. And, you know, you have to have like air chambers that like have little holes, and have to know how to hold it there, and then you have to let it dry for long enough. Like there's a lot of other stuff that goes into it. Yeah, that's especially true. So I can understand why like clay is not like the most forgiving. Still, I had a lot of fun. And I think having like but I mean like it's like if it's hard getting into it in an art class, it would be impossible to get into like outside of an art class. Like if I had to like have any of that stuff myself, like if I bought like clay for myself and then had to figure out how to use clay on my own without recycling, without having a bunch of clay that I can use for dumb experiments, then like I would never be able to get into pottery. But being able to do that in like an environment where it's like I'm not the one paying, it's and then there was like all the tools that I needed. Like there was like places where you can extrude clay so you can get like very consistent shapes. There's places where you can purify the clay, you can press it in and get all like the non-clay out of it, so it doesn't like bake out whenever it gets in the kiln. It won't like have chunks missing because some of it wasn't actually clay, some of it was like paper or something. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into. I don't get to use it enough because, like I said, it was more of a school thing. Like I don't have any places around me that have like clay pottery shops. They have like pre-made stuff. Like you can glaze it and paint it, but you can't like build your own stuff as far as I know. There might be one just hiding and I haven't found out. Because I think North Carolina does have like a decent pottery background. Like I know Seagrove, North Carolina is like a big pottery center. Maybe one day I need to hang out there for a while. Sorry, I'm kind of rebuilding this part because I want everything to like flow out from a center. Hold on, let me grab a pen quick. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna zoom in real close and just like explain it here. That's not. What is that? Okay, here we go. All right, so basically, like let's say this is the center of the ceiling. I want to make sure everything flows out evenly from there, almost like it's all getting sucked up into there, because that's kind of how I think fires go. They kind of all have like a center, and everything kind of like warps around in order to build like that center of heat. Except in this case, the center of heat it's a butthole, so to speak. Watercolor takes a lot of practice too. And I think also knowing what you want out of watercolor. So like I said, like the technique that I was taught in high school was how to make like landscape paintings with watercolor, like how to make big paintings of like rivers, forests. Whereas like what I wanted to use watercolor for and what I would later use it for is for more character drawing. So like I would want big, strong, bold colors because I would draw like, big characters. Like I want a big character. And I think that took me a little while to get like finding my how I would want to use it. So like if I wanted those big colors, I would use a lot less water. And they wouldn't like flow and blend into each other all the time. They would sometimes they would be very separate. So like I used a lot of inks. I would like ink out the drawing and then just put watercolor over it. And so like I would find out like I wouldn't blend as many colors. A lot of it would be separate for like if the shirt's yellow and then the character has like peach skin, then like I would want those to be separate and not blend into one another. Yeah, I just used gouache for one of my paintings, and that was very tough for me. Strangely enough, like I thought it would be almost exactly like watercolors, just more opaque. But I don't know if I was using it wrong. But like the gouache I used was like it took so much water to finally get the colors to like spread, and I don't understand what was happening. Like I would literally just be like, put a little bit of water, put a little bit of the pigment. And then like I would have to like really work the pigment into the water, and then like even then it would like maybe get like 5 strokes of color. Like I don't know what was going on, what I was doing wrong, but like it was very hard for me to work with. And I think I'm getting might just need more practice. But yeah, but otherwise the like actual like effect of gouache, you know, like, and the use of gouache is very good. Like I love the look of a good nice gouache painting. Gouache almost seems like too perfect, where it's like it blends like watercolor but it's opaque, so you can cover stuff up instead of like watercolor where you have to like plan everything ahead. So it's like it's even more forgiving. Like that it almost sounds too good to be true. It's like, come on, like then where's the shortcoming, huh? Where's the hard part? If I can, you know, like if everything blends well like watercolor, but also covers up really well like acrylic paints, like come on, where's the catch? What am I missing? I'm getting distracted. I got really zoomed in on an area and started working it too much. What was it? I don't remember. Got 7. I probably will check because I remember I was as soon as I like started having trouble with gouache, I was like, all right, I need to find a YouTuber to like tell me how to use this gouache, because I did not look up any instructions on gouache. I just saw like maybe 1 or 2 paintings on gouache, and I was like, oh, I could do that. You know, like it's just like watercolor. Like, you know, it's gonna be like easy translation. And then I looked up a video and it was like 30 minutes, and I was like, I'm not watching all that. We're just gonna try to figure out watercolor on my own, because I can't watch like 30 minutes. When I already have like all my supplies out and it needs to be finished by like Friday or Saturday it was. My back. Oh, hold on. I needed to lock my chair so I don't lean back. It took me a long time to figure out how to not fall asleep. Which kind of sounds silly, but especially during like college, I figured out like 2 things. 1, I need to sit up straight, because it's harder for me to fall asleep when I'm not leaning back. And then the other thing was kind of counterintuitive. If I played like a video game just for like a couple minutes that was like a lot of like shooting or something that requires a lot of focus, that also helps. So it like kind of wakes up my brain. So like my brain has once I get like that boost to start, then I can like actually use that focus and then shift it to actual getting work done. But the problem is sometimes I have games where it's like once I start playing them, I can't stop myself. So it's like finding that balance. Okay. But he has a TikTok, doesn't he? Maybe on like TikTok I can find, maybe not like a tutorial, but I can at least see his process and see how he does his stuff. I think that might help enough. But we'll see. I'll look into him. That's because, you know, I don't have any gouache right now. Oh, let me see. Okay. I have very short. And I dropped my watercolor salt. But anyways, I got like M grams. My main thing is I wanted gouache with honey. That way they can like stay dry or stay moist for a while. Yeah, just like little, just, you know, the simple red, yellow, and blue. Which actually kind of sucks, because I've gotten very much more into using CMYK, so, you know, cyan, magenta, because when you have RGB, you can't get that really bright cyan, and that bothers me. You can get like a pinkish color, so that kind of fills in for magenta, but like getting that really, really bright yellow, you know, light blue is really hard to get without having like just like a direct tube of cyan. So maybe I can just buy it, you know, like a tube of cyan on the side. Cyan gouache. I think whole bean was another one that I wanted to use. Whole bean, HOLBEIEN. Bein or Bien. I don't know. Yeah, that's another thing too. I think CMYK isn't strong, or maybe it's I got that backwards. Like as far as like lasting for a long time. That's a weird thing that I never really realized. Like a lot of artists are like very particular about making sure that their paintings will last a long time, and I don't think I want that personally. Like I think so. What happened to me is like I accidentally deleted a lot of photos of my paintings, and I kind of like got really sad for a little bit, and then I slowly kind of came out of it, and it's like, you know what, like that kind of leaves me like a lot more room to like focus on getting more art done currently, and not like focusing too much on like my past. So like I kind of don't really like have that much of a focus on making sure my paintings like last like years and years, because sometimes like people are like talking about like, you know, I need this kind of paper so that way it lasts for like 90 plus years, and I'm like, whoa, like I want a painting that lasts like 5 years. Like I don't need 90. And maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just because, you know, like I haven't had like that much time with art. You know, like I'm only 24. So maybe like when I get older, I'll be like, yep, that was a mistake. That was a dumb idea I had. But right now I'm kind of just like not that obsessed with like making sure my paints like last a super, super long time. And then if it's digital, who cares? Digital, it's not gonna fade no matter what. Exactly. Although I do understand like some of the basic stuff, like making sure it's acid free so like the paper doesn't like rot. Like that makes sense, because I've had paper that yellows in like 10 years. So like that I understand. Making sure the paper is like good quality. But like specifically making sure like the colors don't fade like after years of being in sunlight, that's a little bit I don't know. Yeah. I really wish I could do more charcoal, but God, it's so messy. It's so messy. Like one of my favorite drawings that I did in like high school, it was like a chalk picture. But the second I was finished with that picture, even though it was like one of my favorite things I've done, like I was like, I'm never gonna use chalk again. Like this is a mess. Like I am like my like from pinky to like elbow was like completely covered in like 6 different colors. Like I was like, this is, I can never do this outside of an art class, because I'm never gonna be like able to clean myself. Maybe one day when I have like a you know, like an art studio and I'm a millionaire and I can afford to have like a sink in my art room that's like only for my art supplies, and like literally from like the ground floor to the very roof is covered in art supplies. Like that's when I'm gonna get back into chalk. And then oil pastels were worse. Oil pastels, because like they would get into make little balls of oil, and then like they would get stuck on everything. So like they would cling to the paper, they would cling to your hand, and then you would like smear it all over everything. Like oil pastels, I would do chalk pastels again before I do oil. Oil was rough. Yeah, having my own studio. Right now I kind of have like, I have an L desk, so all of my like regular like laptop, my drawing, or my gaming stuff is like set up here, and then over here I have all my art supplies at the side. So like that's my art studio. So sometimes I'll like twist my chair around and then like work on stuff, and then look over to the side if I want to have like a TV playing something. But yeah, having like an studio is like, that would be the dream. And then don't even get me started about like seeing those people like with like tiny houses where they have like a really comfy tiny little cozy studio, and I'm like, please, like one day, I don't need a whole bunch of space, I don't need like a giant studio, I just need like just a single room that's only dedicated to my art. Exactly. Like I don't it doesn't need to be huge, it doesn't need to be like, I don't have to have like a catwalk above me. Like I just need a room for my bedroom and all my normal stuff, and then a room for my art stuff. But I can't have that. I can't. That's too much. Too much to ask for right now. One day. And then I don't know, like an infinite vault for all the drawings, so I can just keep them. because right now I have all my drawings since like middle school, and like it is underneath my bed because I don't have enough room. Like it's just there's a lot of drawing. And those have yellowed, but that's also because a lot of those, especially in like middle school and high school, I did on like notebook scrap paper, which are, you know, like those aren't built to last. Those are cheap. Whew. I got really focused again on like an area that I wasn't supposed to. You know, let me fill this back in. Not too much, just. I just wanted to look good enough that I can ignore it again. Because it was distracting me a little bit. So first of all, let me straighten up the camera. Just see how we're looking. Oh, is it cool? Dude, that's so cool. Sorry, I forgot this was my drawing for a second. I love that angle. Hold on, let me do it one more time. That's so weird. I love it. I love it. That's... Dang, that person that drew that must know what they're doing. That's my secret. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway. But yeah, you are right about it definitely being too detailed. I think this level of detail is a little bit too much. So let's make some of these a little bit more grand. A little bit more big stroke. Big stroke. At least for maybe this like side area. Just heard someone sneeze their lungs out. That was incredible. Oh, I know what. Sorry, I just realized I had my parents asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I didn't really know what to think about. But I think I just came up with something in my head, and now I'm sold. I might ask for that iPad. Get some digital art done finally outside of my computer. Like bringing my iPad to work. That's gonna be awesome. And then I could also use it for like other stuff like reading. You know, if I ever decide to read like a nerd. Yeah. And I've already like looked up like good like a paper, or you know, like that, like getting like that nice paper feel to it. I forgot what it's called, like paper like stuff like that. So like the actual texture of the paper feels good for drawing. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, the matte screen protector, exactly. Because I have like a very hard grip, very hard pressure whenever I'm drawing. So yeah, it's probably gonna need some protecting so it doesn't like get scratched up. But you've sold me on getting an iPad or getting a digital tablet. I think iPads are just like, I just want an iPad because I know it's good for art and then also good for other stuff. You know, like if I decide to read, I don't think I'm going to use it for using YouTube. I think that'd be too boring. Or I think I just, I don't know. Anyway, so that's completely unimportant. I don't think the screen protector is like super necessary, but I do think it will be nice. Give it a nice texture. Because I do like textured paper when I'm drawing. Mm-hmm. Let me put this back. A little bit too big. Still a little too big. There we go. That's a good balance. That's fair. I think maybe also just like sometimes I like having like stuff dedicated to make things feel the way it needs. Like this might be completely unrelated, but I like going to a gym because I don't like working out at home. Because something about like working out at home feels not serious. Like I feel like as soon as like I start exercising, I'm like, oh, I can just not do this. I can just go inside my room and then chill. And something about that like is very distracting to me as far as like getting things done. So I think if I like have that little like mat protector, it'll kind of like give me like a little scratch on the back of my head. It's like, hey, this is for art. Like, you know, this like makes it more dedicated to art. It's probably like nothing. It's like I probably am just making up nonsense in my head. But we're okay with nonsense here. We like a little nonsense in this area, in this chat. We do a little goofing off. We do a little silliness. Yeah. Now, if I had like a home gym that was like super, you know, like, you know, I had like all the equipment. It was isolated, like in a garage, maybe. But like, you know, like I don't know who has that kind of room. Like, I do not have that kind of room to have like a super dedicated gym. I'm going for the art studio, then I'm going for the gym. Like gym is like tertiary. Association to locations, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like when I was in college for community college, I like staying at the college because I could focus a little bit more. Because as soon as I get home, I'm gonna be playing video games. Like that's what it is. Like that's always how it's been for me. So I like staying at college because I could like focus more on reading and focus more on like some hobbies that I have a really hard time focusing on when I'm not at school. I actually managed to finish The Count of Monte Cristo at school, which is a very big book and makes me very smart. Big smart. I have a really hard time with books. I mean, I love reading. I always love reading. But like I have a very hard time like finishing because like I'm such a slow reader. Like it literally took me like almost a year and a half to finish The Count of Monte Cristo. And that's not even like the biggest book. That's like a 1,400 pages, something like that. It's a big book, but it's not like huge. And I keep picking books that are huge. The book I read right after that was It, which is also like 1,800 pages, which is much bigger. I don't know what it is about me. I keep choosing classics that are just enormous. Next, I'll read War and Peace. That's a joke. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not that crazy. He does write a lot. He's a big writing lad. If only I had that kind of work ethic, that would be great. He also only writes, which is good. You know, like he also got to the point where like he can literally support his entire family on writing. So, you know, there's that also helped. Like if I only had to do art and I never had to worry about work. Oh yeah, I would get a lot of stuff done. One day, that's my dream. I mean, even if like I became like a super big streamer, like I still think I would have to focus on making sure I have enough events planned for my stream. You know, making sure all the stream setup equipment, making sure all the equipment is good. Like there's still like going to be a lot to distract me from just purely getting art done. And maybe that's always how it is. There's always going to be something distracting you. Woe is capitalism. I feel like I'm getting distracted again. Hold on. Just a little bit. Yeah, I'll let myself get lost a little bit. This entire stream is dedicated to the background. That's fine. That's fine. I knew this was gonna happen. because I wanted the fire to be very detailed, and I wanted to have like a lot of time to make sure it looks nice. Yeah, my end goal has always been to do something with art. Like I think at one time I wanted to be like a book artist. I wanted to be a comic book artist, then a video game concept artist, and now it's just like I just want to do something with art. I like art. I don't care if it's streaming. I don't care if it's doing art commissions. I mean, there's artists that seem to support themselves just doing commission work, like just drawing like every couple of months. So just I don't know where I'm gonna land in that spectrum, but just just having enough to support myself would be great. I just don't want to do. I don't even care if I have a second job either. Like if I had like a job that wasn't like super time consuming, and like I could also do art on the side, like that would make me happy too. But like finding that perfect balance and being able to support myself through art would be great. But it feels like like dedicating even like 2 or 3 days to work takes so much away from your art. Teleport. I might be rolling my R's too much. Teleporte. Is he like living in a cave? Oh, I know this guy. He's the monk art. Yeah, I like this guy. I don't think I ever looked up his name. There's the issue is like I hate Twitter. Even before Elon Musk. Like I always hated Twitter. I think like back in like I hated Facebook. I got off of Facebook in like 2014, and I've never gone back to social media until Instagram. Until I was like, wait a second, no one's gonna be able to see my art if I don't do at least a little bit of social media. Just make a bunch of short animation like characters. See, the thing is, he has cornered a market. Now this is a market anybody can get into. It's called simp art, and I have no problem with that. That's fine. If it works, it works. I don't think I like the idea of it. It might just be like my own personal thing where like I'm not super comfortable with drawing like super lewd stuff all the time. But like if I had like no holds barred, I was just openly horny on main, like I think I could very easily make bank. I would get lost. I could like turn everything off right now if I was just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do like porn art. Sorry, that's not what he is. He's not just a porn artist. He also does a lot of cool stuff. But that's always in the back of my brain. Like maybe you could just like finally bite the bullet and just become a furry artist, and just take like the furry commissions from like the wealthy Canadian furries. But there's still like that block in my brain. It's like, no, don't get lost, child. They make an insane amount of money. And honestly, when I was in like high school, I was like everybody, like I was like, oh, furries, that's stupid. Everybody hates furries. Furries are gross. But now that I'm like a lot older, I'm like, you know what? If they're having fun, let them have fun. I'm not gonna draw furry art unless I get paid to. I've considered putting a little thing on my commission sheet, just like a little furry tax. It's like if it's a furry related, $20 extra. That's like we can discuss it. We can talk about it. I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to sell my soul. But just you are gonna get a little tax. You got the money. Don't look at me. Don't look at me in shame. Yeah. But the thing is, like, I don't even know if I would have like a good furry style, to be honest. Like, cause some furry artists are insanely good, and it's frustrating because I'm like, what if you just drew like regular people? Like, how much better would you be if you were drawing just like normal people? But then I also like worry, like, would furries even be into my art style? But it's whatever. It's like One day I'll sell my roots. Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, there's an assumption in my head that's like, oh, it's gonna be so easy, but like this is a market with a lot of competition. So like maybe the day I decide, like, you know what, I'll get into it. I'll finally do it. Like they'll look at me and they'll be like, sorry, bub, we already got enough. We already got enough furry art. I don't think that'll ever happen, actually, now that I think about it. There'll never be enough furry art. They'll never be happy. Then that's when I tackle the scaly community. It's like, oh, furries are happy? They don't want me? Fine, I'll go to the scalies. Who needs me to draw the lusty Argonian maid? Ooh, my bad. Oh god. It's like, I need a small art studio. Who wants this drawing of a lusty Argonian maid? One day. And I'm like, even like locally, like in my town, like I've heard of people, like I'll meet an artist and I'll talk about it and I'll bring up the furry thing, and they'll be like, oh yeah, like I know somebody that like is making a lot of money, and I have made it a rule to never ask him what he is drawing, because I've seen it once and that's enough. I'm like, yeah. I wonder if there's another lane that would be good, in case the furry thing doesn't work out. Scalies is like number 2. Maybe the mech people, getting into like mech art. I don't have any real issues with mech, I just don't really like mech. But I think there is definitely like really great art for mech. Yeah, I mean, I'm active on DeviantArt. I've seen a lot of stuff. I only found out about blocking in like the past 2 months, and I've been using it since like 2013. So like I have seen years and years of completely unfiltered DeviantArt. Just you know, like I know the depths that artists are willing to go to for money. I still get it, because like even now that I found like blocking, it's like there'll be like a new tag like every week, and it gets through it. Or the worst part, sometimes people go with no tags on their art. They'll just put it out there because they're like famous enough of an artist. Listen, I'm just telling myself that they do it for money just to make myself feel better. Everybody's into what they're into, but that doesn't make me happy. Okay, turn off. No, too cold. The opposite. Are we getting close to finishing this? Hold on. I feel like I've been working on this for hours. Oh, that might have been a really bad move. Let me dial that one back. I got too distracted. Yeah. They learn for the furry art, not the other way around. Brother, isn't that true? Yeah. And one of the weirdest parts was like, I have somebody on DeviantArt that follows me that's like actually like really nice about like liking all of my stuff. And then like their gallery is like some really weird furry art. It's like cartoon, but like also foot focused and like really wrinkly feet. And I'm just like, this is, thank you, but also, like I don't think I would ever like their art. Like, oh god, like as much as I appreciate the attention, like, oh god, like I can't. Thank you, but also, you know, I can't do the same. I can't. Am I getting distracted again? Jesus, why do I keep doing this? I keep forgetting that I have like an entirely like separate goal. I'll be like, maybe I can fix this one, and then maybe I can fix this, and then maybe I can fix it. Okay. So now let me do. I'm gonna group this. We're gonna make an erase layer because I want to bring some of the foundations to the forefront, but I also don't want to lose what I already have. I selected it. It's not hard. Oops. So we're gonna try to like cut through the flames a bit to get some of the structures again. Yeah, it is very hard. I know one artist that I follow. I try to follow like a lot of like smaller artists to because you know like it's very. I feel very sympathetic because it's like I'm also like an artist trying to get seen. So like I see like a lot of people who I can tell aren't like super famous or super skilled with art. Like I can tell they're trying their best though, and like I like supporting them because it's just like I know that it's very hard for anybody to get noticed on there. But also like definitely the hardest part is being consistent because I know that the Instagram like really rewards people who like consistently post and on like like a weekly basis, a daily basis, and I cannot do that. So I try to keep it to just like like sure it's better for the algorithm, but like it is more important that I don't like lose my mind trying to keep up with the algorithm. Like I would rather keep my sanity than be famous, at least at this maybe one day. I'm not super content brained. Like even my streams here, it's like I will do days that I can. I am not gonna like change my life. Like if someone asks me out on a date, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I can't go on a date that day because I have a stream. I'm like, I'm just gonna skip the stream for that day. So let me see, this is what I erased. I think especially this left side here, I really like what I erased. And then just seeing a little bit more of the foundations above and on the right is good. Like you get enough to see the support beams. I think here it needs like a little bit more erase, but it's tough finding like a spot where I can erase even smoothly. Like right now I'm on like another 2-week drought where it's like it's been 2 weeks and I haven't posted anything on my Instagram, and it's just like I don't have anything finished. Like I've been busy doing projects for other people and doing art for other people. Oh crap, got a drawing I need to finish. Oh no, I just realized. Oops. I have a commission that's and I see that person tomorrow, so I really need to get. I know exactly what I'm doing after this stream. Yeah, I do think Instagram is one of the easier places to get like some attention on his because there's tagging. It's all image based, so everybody's there to see art. And the only issue is that right now they've been pushing like videos more than regular images, so that's been really frustrating to fight against. Like I don't have that many videos. I've had like maybe two or three, and they take a very long time for me to set up. So it's very hard to get anything posted on Instagram that's gonna get pushed by the algorithm. But I mean, I have like almost 100 followers, I think. maybe more. I get like maybe 10 likes every post. That's nice. It's good. It's better than, where I started. Yeah, me too. Like, I only started posting this year, I think in like June, maybe like February. Oh no, I think I did it last year. Last year was when I started. But yeah, it's also just like a very slow process where it's like you get one follower, and then like later down the line you get another follower, and then later down the, like it's literally like collective. And most of those people probably have followed me and then never checked out my stuff again. But that's fine, so long as I like there's still. I think what happens is sometimes if you get a follow from somebody, it makes Instagram a little bit more likely to show you to other people. So like the more popular to get, the more easier it is to get noticed by other people. And that's why it's just like a slow snowball basically. Okay. And then from there, we're gonna do the yellow font. Could you please? Thank you. So real quick, oh crap. Let's see, what yellow do I want? Let me try a few real quick. If you want, you can post to your Instagram. I'll go ahead and follow you. Like I said, I like following people that like don't have that many views, because it's just like, I get it. Like, it's really hard. And like even like getting people like I have no idea who they are in real life, like just getting anybody to check out my art, like it feels really good. But yeah, I knew somebody that was they were like literally posting videos like every week. That was so, made me so jealous, because like I can never post like a video every day. That is insane. Like even now doing once a week, it's like, it's hard. Let me see, what color did they have for the yellow? I'm gonna grab like what feels like good. I think maybe this right here. That's right. Yeah, exactly. Like getting a single drawing a week is hard. So like a video like every week would be in. The only reason I can do it is because I'm already streaming once a week, and like I've figured out a process to make my make a post about like my stream pretty easily, like once a week. Hold on, that's not actually what I want to do. There, now we can actually start doing it. So basically, I'm not adding any more fire. I'm just gonna be changing the colors of some of the fire, and we're gonna be like trying to like work this in. Then I'm probably even gonna do like a white layer, because that's also what I was noticing, was there's like a very bright white yellow. Maybe even brighter than that, like maybe like this. Like so, like a third layer of even that. But we'll do one by one. Yeah. So something I told myself was, as soon as I started doing any of this, was like, I'm probably not gonna get noticed. Like I'm probably gonna get like 0 likes on anything, but at least I'm out there. Like that's something that like really can drive me to change stuff, is like whenever I know like I can't do nothing about something. Like that's how I started exercising at the gym. Is like I knew like, wait a second, like I don't like being overweight. I don't like feeling unhealthy. Like, but I'm not doing anything against it, so I need to fix that. Like, that's whenever I realize like I'm not doing anything, that's when I'm like, okay, I need to get this together. And that's what it was with like Instagram and art, where it's like I was like, okay, like I want people to notice my art, but I'm not anywhere. Like no one, like I'm not on social media, I'm not posting it. So I had to suck it up and just be like, you know what, fine, I'll make an Instagram. yeah, I made my Instagram, and then I was like, you know what, it's probably not gonna do anything. I'm probably not gonna get like super famous. It's probably gonna be something maybe in a few years, like I'll see a decent amount of likes. But like I knew it was gonna be very long term, and like I wasn't gonna get noticed like right out of the gate. So it's just like I have to remind myself, like every time I post something, like this is not gonna be the post that makes me super famous. This is just gonna be something maybe a few people will like. Maybe I'll get a few more follows, and then we're on to the next. And that's I think that's a pretty healthy way to look at it, so you don't get like your hopes too high up. I still get disappointed. Like sometimes I'll make something that I'm really proud of, and like it won't get that many likes. But like then I have to remember, like like sometimes this is art just for me right now. Like I don't do that many things that people ask me to. I'm willing to. It's just like I don't usually do that. Like most of the time, if I'm drawing something, it's because I came up with the idea and I felt like doing it. So like I'm just like if I don't get that many notices, and if I don't get any likes, I just remember like this is what I wanted. Like this is drawing for me, and that's fine. At least that's where I'm at now. Maybe later down the line I'll change, but that's how I am. Let me see. What color can I... What kind of... Is there any kind of blending mode that would look better? Maybe I could tweak the yellow. For some reason, it looks really green to me. I'm not sure what that is. Because it's just like supposed to be pure yellow. And it's looking very patchy. So yeah, I think having as far as like being on social media, you really have to like focus on that, because otherwise if you get like your hopes too high, you can very easily burn yourself out on Instagram, or like posting in general. You'll like start to be like, you know what, this didn't get the likes I wanted, so like maybe I'm doing something wrong, and eventually you'll start to lose it, where you get really tired of that disappointment. So far, I'm keeping a decent head about it, where I'm like, you know what, like I'm just posting just to make myself happy, and hopefully I can get maybe one more follower or one more like than last time. And if I don't, that's still fine, because at least I made myself happy. Here we go. Now that I'm erasing some of it and dialing it back, it blends in a lot nicer. I mean, yeah, like I'm not even perfect at it either. Like I still like get upset about the numbers, but I think I either internalize it, which probably isn't healthy, but or I just try to process it as much as I can, where I'm just like, okay, that's fine. Like you just it's disappointing, but like just remind myself, I never expected anything I did to get I didn't expect it to do any numbers in the first place. Oh, that's something I figured out, was like I tried doing some stuff that I thought would definitely make me like a more popular, and then those wouldn't work out, and that's when I would get frustrated. So that's why I've already gone through swings of like, here's some more art that I think will get popular. It doesn't do anything. Then I'm like, you know what? Like maybe I just need to focus on making myself happy more than making an algorithm happy or making an audience that I'm making up in my head happy. Like I like just do what makes me happy, and sometimes it'll work out, and then sometimes it won't. But like I said, as long as if I'm making myself happy first, that usually I think that helps with that disappointment a little better. Yeah, like that exactly where it puts you in a right, because like you'll be you'll be hitting your head against a wall trying to figure out like, okay, so why didn't this work? Why didn't this get me more popular? Where's my $1 million? Like where's my giant audience? What's happening? I followed all the rules. Yeah. I mean, it's the same with these art streams. It's like, I'm basically just doing stuff to make myself happy right now. I think during these, like, these parts in between, like, where, like, this drawing that I'm doing right now, maybe I'm trying a little bit more to give more general artwork. So, like, anybody can jump in. There's no big backstory to it. But it's still like making me happy because like at least it's like a subject that I like. It's still a style that I like. So like there's not too much that I have to force myself to be into. So like maybe it's a little bit like I kind of feel like drawing vampires, and I'm pushing myself away so I can do something else. But then it's like I'm also interested in this. So like it's I'm not pushing away my interest too much, and that's something that I've heard from other artists like I think what's his name? The one that I brought up, Mark Brunet. He had a video where he talked about like sometimes it's good to get really into like what you're into. Like some people like drawing girls, like just like it's just a random girl every single time. They'll draw a girl, do it in different colors, different styles, because that's what they like to do. And sometimes people will say, like that's, like you have to expand your repertoire. You have to find a new audience. But he talks about like sometimes it's good to just make sure that you're doing what you enjoy doing, and then maybe on the side experiment like maybe 10%. Like 90% of it is just what you want to do, and then maybe 10% you push something else that's different for you. Because it's more important to keep that drive to draw at all than it is to try to find an audience. Like if you accidentally get popular in something you don't want to do, like then you're stuck. Like then you're gonna be forcing yourself to draw something you don't want to draw, which is not gonna work out in the end, because you're gonna get bored. You're gonna stress out so much about trying to finish this one drawing that you didn't even want to do in the first place. So yeah, it's good to find what makes you happy. Like what for me, a lot of it is trying something new, like with the angles, and then character design. I always love drawing out characters and thinking about their outfits and thinking about their personality through their design. So like, so long as I'm doing one of those two things, I'm having a good time. This one I tried not to do as much character design. Like it's just a girl. Like there's not too much crazy going on with her character design. It's very like pulled back. That way I can focus more on experimenting in other ways, like trying to get the art a little bit more clean. Or in this case, actually the opposite. I wanted to look a bit more sketchy. Which kind of takes some more work with digital, but that's another that's another argument. But also, I'm still doing these crazy angles. I'm still playing the colors that I never play with. Like, there's still like a lot in it for me to enjoy. Then at the end of it, I'll be able to post something super sick on Instagram. So it all works into it, and it works all into itself. At a means of an end, at a means to an end. That saying. And maybe that won't be popular, but like at least it makes you it keeps you creating stuff. It keeps you creating content. And then on like once like you've done that for a while and you feel very comfortable, you can start to come out your shell and do something that maybe other people will be able to jump into. But then once you start getting tired of that, you can jump right back into doing something you enjoy, finding your passion, and even maybe taking time off. I think that's also just something that needs to happen. Like sometimes you just need to stop drawing for a little while and watch a movie, watch a TV series, read a comic, play a game. For me, it's mostly video games. Because I do think it's also important to take time off to actually like be inspired in the first, to get new ideas. Yeah. And I mean, for me, it's like, even though I don't always, I'm trying to think what I'm trying to say. I do try to like post whatever I can to Instagram. Unless it's like really like something I'm not proud of. Like, like something where I'm like, that didn't really work out. And because, I think it's good to have something out there, even if you don't think it's gonna do numbers. Because like I still want to keep people in touch with like what I'm doing, what I'm working on. Yeah, I think something I needed to, I also learned was like I don't need to focus 100% on making sure it's like a fully complete drawing. Like sometimes I can just draw a sketch or something that's not super clean, just so I have something on there to show. Not to like do numbers, but just to like I said, like I got into doing it because like I wanted to stop having all these drawings that I don't show anybody. Like no one could see it. I want people to see my art. Like I really love when people see my art. So even if they're not getting likes, like I at least like having a gallery for my art to show. So yeah, it's good to take time off too, though. Like right now, like even though I haven't been posting in 2 weeks, it's like I still want to post it. It's like I'm not gonna be in a rush and make something that I don't want to do. Like I have art, like I'll show it when it's ready. When I'm ready, whenever I feel like. Because like otherwise I'm gonna lose my mind. And sometimes the art is better whenever I wait. So, it's good to do that too. Sorry, a minute. Real quick. Let's just see what this looks like. Hold on, is this all part of the group? Yes, sir. We're gonna blur everything right now, just to see how it would look. Just a little blur. Like I want to be able to see some solid lines. Then maybe like it's a little foggy. Because also another thing that I can do is add smoke and stuff like that to like really blend everything together a little bit and kind of give more of a general palette. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe you should make everything a little fuzzy. Maybe we could even do more. I'm going mad with powers. Anyway. Just a little experiment with that. Back. Wait. Switch. Sorry, one second. Playing with my rings again. Actually fits nice. No, it's too loose. All right. Just a little pause for me to kind of gather myself together. Just choke myself. No. Ooh, okay. That. Put this back on. Let me also been getting kind of bothered by this filter. Just color just burst. No, not that filter. AV. Just take out the green a bit. I don't know why it felt so green. But we have things for. Oops, that was an eraser. I just hit myself in the mouth with my own pencil. That was weird. Are my eyes becoming blurry? Hold on. Oh no, it's because I had the desaturation filter. I was like, why does everything look weird? My eyes are probably a little disoriented because I've been staring at it for so long, but that's besides the point. Anyways. Back to doing this. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. This is a little bit turning off my brain a bit because it is kind of just like a repeated texture, just trying to smooth it, erase it, smooth it, erase it, smooth it, erase it. But I'm also like really liking how it's coming together. Like there is a little bit of thought of making sure like everything's mapped out nicely. There's a few rough patches that I've noticed, but you know, still doing all right. Still looking good, feeling good. It's all gonna depend on how it looks when it's all done. That's what we gotta focus on. So maybe it's like a little boring right now. Maybe things look a little rough right now, but you know, we're gonna be smoothing things over. We're gonna be blending. We can always go back and fix things. God bless digital art for that. So yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there in the end. I think I just got like a wave of tiredness as soon as I said that. My body was like, are you sure about that? Are you sure we're gonna get this done? Yes, we are. We will. I'll push myself. I'll add another gray hair. If only my hair turned gray. I think I'm just gonna go bald very early on. I think gray hair is sick. Gray hair is awesome. I'm always like whenever I make like a custom character in a video game, I'm always putting like silver or gray hair because it just looks cool. Maybe D Gray Man has inspired me. Sorry. I got it like, you know, I watched a lot of D Gray Man when I was younger. I don't know if there's like a smoother way to say it. D Gray Man feels very weird to say out loud. That's one of those words that you've always read but you never said out loud. Or you don't usually say out loud unless you're a super anime fan or you go to a lot of cons. It's like a elfin lead. Is there a correct way to say it? Who knows? I'm too lazy to look up the pronunciation. I could probably just Google it, but you know, it's more fun to just say it in your head. But yeah, I do like silver hair. Unfortunately, I will probably just go bald before I get silver hair. Although, fingers crossed. Every single man in my family has gone bald or started seriously balding way earlier. I'm 24 and I still have hair. To people who are, have better genes, you probably see like my receding hairline and you're like, oh, the poor fellow. But it's like, I am the most haired person as far as my brothers go. Like I am, do not pity me. I'm standing on top of a mountain right now. But they are also taller than me, so give and take. Would I rather have height or hair? Honestly, I probably would have taken height. Gotta be honest, this whole being short thing, not great, not cool. I've made peace with being short. It still sucks. If you have neither, then that does suck. I will, maybe grow facial hair. Facial hair, definitely awesome. There are people who like they're bald men. I mean, being bald is a good look. Good, strong. And I'm not like super dedicated to my hair. Like if my hair does start falling out, I will just shave it. Like it's like once I knew like I was gonna be balding, because like I realized like all the men in my family are bald. Like I was like, oh yeah, like this is gonna happen. Like this is, I'm gonna enjoy it while I have it, but I'm not gonna cry too much once I reach that finish line. That's good. That's good. Natural jawline. That's good. You can make up for a bad jawline with a beard though. But I think if you wanted to like something that like a lot of, I don't know if this is an option for you. I don't know if you even care about this, but I've seen a lot of women who are into mustaches right now. So like having a great jawline with just like any mustache, that's a winning combination right now. That's a winning combination. That is a deadly combination. Although, and then as far as tall, like I'm talking for me, my brothers are taller than me, but they're still at tallest 5'6", 5'7". So I'm 5, like 1, 2, 1, 5, 1 or 2, one of those two. That was really confusing. Hold on. I'm either 5'1" or I'm 5'2" is what I'm saying. Oh, okay. So yeah, so we're about to. There we go. And even then, I don't like. I know that's not the worst height to be. Like I have been around guys that are like 4 and like less. Sorry, 4'11" or less. And that I'm like, oh my goodness, like, thank goodness I have at least as little height as I do. Like, because that I would think is very rough. Because like the amount of like trouble I've had just being 4 or 5'3", 5'2". I'm making up a new number. I don't measure myself because it makes me sad. I'm like, listen, like I know I'm short. Let's just keep it at that. Like, and let's not get too obsessed with height because like it's not like I'm gonna wake up one day and I'm 5'8". 5'1.5". I am 5. Last time I measured, I was only 5 feet, but I've been told by people that I'm definitely not 5 feet. They say I'm definitely taller, so I take 5'1". I've been told I'm 5'2". I don't want to find out. I'm somewhere in that area. We can leave it there. Don't you put me next to a ruler. I will fight you. I will bite hands. I don't need to find out. We're good. I think I got too distracted again. What is art but endless distract? I have mostly made peace with my height. It does suck though. And it's weird because like I feel like in some sense we have like moved past that, like people just like understand. And then sometimes I'm like, but it does feel like everybody still wants to be tall. It's like we all know that it's completely fine to be short. But then there's like that little part in the back of our brain. It's like, yeah, but when we draw characters, we always make them tall, right? When we make D&D characters, we still make them tall. And I'm trying to push past that. I'm trying to get over that. Even though like there's every part of my brain that's like, but we still, it's like, we've started to figure out that like superheroes body types, like always having actors at like super muscular body types is super unhealthy for the actors. But still, every time we make a superhero, we're always thinking like, okay, like we have to have like The Rock, we have to have like, you know, the huge built dude. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to like, I'm trying to like be a little bit more like comfortable with like just making sure like, hey, I don't always have to draw like giant characters. Unless I draw literally a giant, like, you know, Goliath. In that case, I'm fine with making them huge. Yeah, I think, well, mine is cheating because my first character was a dwarf. So I just made like the tallest dwarf, which was like 4'12", something like that. I don't remember what dwarfs' heights are. So mine is cheating. I can't, I have to be fair there. Or actually, I think my first character was like 5'7". I think, yeah. Sorry, 4'12", 4'11". Actually, I think there was actually one campaign before that didn't go very far. So I think my very first character was like 5'7", which is like, maybe that's because I'm short. I dream of just being an average height. Like I have a friend that's like 6 feet something, and I'm just like, come on, why are you so selfish? Just give me like 3 inches of your height. I just need like, if I could be like 5'5", we'd be good. So if you'd be a little bit shorter, and you know, stop being greedy, hand it over. Hand over the you know, like you don't need all those inches. You don't need to be 6'3". I could be like 5'5". You could be like 5'9", and you would stop running into everything. You know, we'd both be happy because this could work for both of us. Why are tall people so greedy? That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I think like we still haven't like moved past like the depictions of characters. Like I think we are aware of it. Like as far as like, you know, media, like I think everybody's aware. Like we don't need all superheroes to be jacked, you know, bodybuilders. We don't need everybody to be 6'7", 6'8". You know, we can have people who are more average height and shorter. But still, there's like a lot of that subconsciously that we do. Like I still like I was saying, like we still are always like pushing for big characters. We're still always pushing for super muscular characters. But at least I think we're aware of it. I mean, maybe we'll be moving past it. And I mean like general, like maybe it's just an American thing. Maybe it's just America as a whole that we're still like a little glued to that, and we're still working on that. Yeah, I've noticed that like even for my tall characters, I usually just say 6 feet. I don't usually go over 6 feet. And it's kind of funny because like almost every time I'm like, oh, I'm the tallest character, I made him 6 feet. And then like another one of my party members will be like, oh, I'm like 6'7". I'm like, it's a fantasy world. I could have gone super out there, but I always just keep it at 6 feet because I can't even dream of being that tall. I don't even know what that means. It's like whenever you're trying to explain to somebody like what a billion looks like. It's like, oh, I don't even know what you're saying right now. 6'8"? What does that even look? What even is that? Are you even speaking English right now? You're speaking an alien language. 6'4" doesn't exist. And if you tell me otherwise, you are a liar. And I don't like you. Hold on, what do we look like right now? See, now that the yellow is becoming a lot more prominent, it's blending in a lot better. 6'5", 6'0", 5'8", 5'6", 5'3", 5'. Oh, Sorry, 1 second. Yeah. I think whenever it comes to like, if I ever make like a series with a protagonist, I will always make them like average height. I don't try to make them like Adonis. Or even like the muscular characters, I'll usually just make them like 5'9"-ish to 6-ish. Like whenever I make that, like this guy's like the big athletic character, I still make them like not insanely tall. Usually if I make a character tall, that will be the focus. Like they'll be very thin railed people, you know, like where they'll be very skinny, but like they will be 6'3", 6'4". Like that's the only times where I really like stretch out that way. .411 is cheating unless it's like a human. If you're talking about a dwarf or maybe a half elf, I don't remember which one of the elves are supposed to be short, and I think half elves are supposed to be like average 5 feet 5 inches. That's cheating. Or maybe that was 3.5. Yeah. I think in 5e they made elves like tall again, but I don't really. Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. I used to make a lot of like stories and animes in my head. I don't do that much anymore because like what always happens is like I make these characters and then nothing happens. And I see a lot of artists that do that. Like I think that's really common actually. Like I've noticed like there's like one artist that I follow that's amazing. I think his name is TT Chrysler. And he makes like he has like these really cute drawings of his characters and really like fun drawings and like all these like awesome concepts. But I don't think he makes any comics. I think he just like builds for a comic that never will come to fruition, or maybe one day it will. But you know, I always think that's weird. I mean, not weird. Sorry, it's fun, but it's like I'm also like, but is this gonna be for anything? Does it have to be for anything? Can it just be us having fun? No, fun is not allowed. This is art. This isn't fun. That's a complete. I literally am only drawing because I always have fun with drawing. But art is pain. Sorry, I think I'm losing my mind. I had to think about it. Paul Atreides isn't very tall, is he? How tall is what's his name? Freaking guy that's way too handsome and makes me mad. He's played by where is he? Timothy Chalamet. He doesn't look tall. If he is, I'm going to be sad. Yeah, you know what I'm here for. Look up the height. Height in feet. 5'10". That's not insanely tall. That's tall. But that's not like, 6 feet. That's not like 6'7", 6'8". I think compared to like what people usually picture as the like leading star, he's not very tall. And I like even if he is 5'10", like, and he is actually kind of tall, I think he doesn't look tall, and that gives us short representation. We need that. We need more short representatives. I don't know that many characters that are short and like really important, cool characters. Or bald. Well, I mean, there's a Rock and Jason Statham. Let me take the bald back. Bald actually has good representation. Danny DeVito, there we go. We have an icon. And he has great politics. There we go. And he promotes Jersey. Hold on. Does he promote Jersey Mike's or does he promote Jimmy John's? Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's is the one that I like. Well, I like both, but Jersey Mike's I like better. So we have one icon. We have one. I'm gonna claim Timothée Chalamet. He's tall, but he looks short. Ooh, Bruno Mars is really short. I know that. He's like 5'4". When it comes to celebrity or musicians changes the game. We're on a different scale with musicians. Because I know there's a lot of like singers that are very short. I think Prince was like 5'3" or 5'6". Let me just Google that actually. Hold on, let me double check my numbers. Let me run the numbers again. I'm not gonna count the comedians because comedians, sometimes the joke is that they're short, so that sucks. Like Kevin Hart, he's awesome, like he's funny, but also half the jokes are like he's short. Bruno Mars, he's 5'5". Okay, never mind. I thought he was way shorter, but that's still short. And then Prince is 5'2". That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on, let me Google real quick. Short representation. We got any good ones? Zoe Kravitz is 5'2". That's good. Are these all gonna be women? These are all women. That's not good. All right, I get it. They're women. Yep. Women are very short. Women do be short. Yes, I get it. Lady Gaga, that's cool. We do like Lady Gaga. Nick Jonas is 5'6". I don't particularly like the Jonas Brothers. I think DNCE is pretty fun. Kit Harington, there we go. Jon Snow, he's 5'8". That's still kind of tall, but now I'm getting kind of sad because they're like calling 5'8" and 5'10" short, which is funny. That's just funny. Elliot Page is 5'1". There we go. Okay, that's where I'm going to stop. So we got Prince, we got Bruno Mars, we got Danny DeVito, blessed be his name. Well, I already forgot some of the names. Kit Harington, that's a solid one. I like Kit Harington, he's cool. Elliot Page, I like Elliot Page. All right, I'll stop there. And then Prince. I said Prince. I probably twice, but you know, I'm gonna count him again because he's worth it. Okay. Whoops. Oh yeah, I was painting things yellow. Oh yeah, we're going long on this one. I think maybe just 10. I think 10 is probably like a hard out. So maybe just one more hour. That's fine. We'll get a lot of stuff done by 10. This will all be finished by 10. That's not true, but I can say it like it's true. I can say it confidently. Danny DeVito also gives me ugly representation. I am also a ugly looking lad. And Danny DeVito is ugly in the best way. He is the Penguin. He is Frank from Always Sunny. Ugly representatives. We up. There's plenty of ugly people. I would argue Adam Driver is ugly. To me, he looks like a goblin. He's very ugly to me. But like he carries it well. And I think that's what people like about him. That's why people are really attracted to him. Like sometimes ugly people, like they just need to like be able to like, you know, get a good haircut and like clean up a little bit, trim their beard nicely, and then they look like they're almost like different people. That was a bad idea. Let's not mix brushes. Too hard. Let's see. Let's see. Let me go and give this a quick save just in case. Can't be too careful. Sorry, adding a little bit more yellow to this side. There we go. Oh goodness. What's down with it? Oh, I dream the day I finished with... Sorry, big stretch. Okay. Okay. I thought I was finished with my coffee. I was about to cry. It is literally my lifeblood. All right, right back in. Yeah, I think just this little corner right here we gotta finish. Oh, the woe and pain of my own decisions. Me when I'm reaping. Hold on. Me when I'm sowing, and then it's just a big picture of me smiling, and then me when I'm reaping, and it's a picture of me now, just suffering. I think that's how it. Because when you're sowing, that's when you're like doing the thing, and then when you're reaping, it's whenever the like things come back to bite you. I'm gonna have to consult my dictionary. Me and him are gonna have a good discussion. We're gonna figure things out. There we go. Alright, so let me also tweak the yellow quick. Because I think I'm still getting like a lot of greenish tone to it. Look like it's okay, so yeah, a lot more green that way. There we go. Perfect. I like that. Yeah. And then the very last layer, thankfully, Jahib, is just a very bright yellow white. And this is only going to be in like some very few like peak areas. Let me double check with my little reference for like how fire look. So you can see the very brightest whites are like only where it's like most concentrated, where you see like you know, several stacks of flames on top of each other. So yeah, I mean, I don't think I have to explain more than that, where it's like just the most concentrated. So only like a few areas where I think like there would be like particularly like heavy bits of fire. And we can just like softly put it in some more areas so it like blends in a little bit well with better with the palette. Oh, did I do this right? No, I did. There we go. Oh, wait, it only shows up on the places with that already have fire. And then I think we might even damper it down just how bright it is. So then it doesn't like steal even more focus away from the main character, who we will be saturating and everything. Don't worry, don't you worry. We'll get there. Baby steps. Come on. Please, please. A little bit more there. Quick. Oh, I'm losing my mind. Oh, yeah. I'm losing my mind. I'm humming to a different song. I don't have more than one song playing. I just have something stuck in my head. Sometimes I think I have problems because I'll be sitting here and sometimes I'll be thinking about like a game that I've already finished playing. I'll be like, oh, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could do this. And it's like, bro, you got other things to focus on right now. You got like work to do and stuff. And then there's that little gremlin in the back of my head. It's like you could just stop right now. You can just go play video game. I'm like, no. We need a little bit of structure. We need a little bit of work. Okay. Where am I? All right, I think that's good. Let me check. Is there any places where it feels like a little too heavy? Maybe like a little bit here to balance things out. Come on, very good. Maybe a little bit here. Sorry, my brother's sending me dumb memes. So he will get dumb memes in return. Okay. So, let me see if I can tone down some of the brightness. A little bit. Maybe a hard light. Let's see if there's any different. Normal. Try it with hard light. Hard light mixes a little cleaner. Screen. For normal. Green is like a halfway in between hard light, which I guess soft light is supposed to be actually. Linear burn. That was just for fun. Color dodge. Color dodge. Thing. Okay, I think we're gonna keep it hard light because I think that just keeps a little bit more of the natural color. And then let's see what happens when we turn it down. Okay, so it's not very bright even at the most bright. Like if you start to take it away, then it almost immediately just disappears. We're gonna keep it like maybe 6. Maybe like. Sorry, 1 second. Losing steam. Need coffee. Do I still have coffee? Yes. It's like cold now, so it's gross, but tis my own issue. That's my fault. I have no one to blame but myself. All right. Do I still have that blood filter? Sorry, not a blood filter, but it's like a. Yeah, this. That does look nice. I do like that a little bit. What if I erase it just a bit so we can get some of the floorboards in? Just like some of the orange color in the floorboard, so you get a little bit of a focus, just a little bit of focus around it. Then let me take the glow off of the character. For what? No, that's the wrong one. Nope, not that. Let me just do the mouse and make sure my tablet doesn't run out of battery. No, it's off. It's something that like mixes more with like the palette underneath. Now we're just gonna have to keep that. Anyway, I do like the little silhouette that like darkens everything and kind of focuses towards the center. I don't know if it's gonna be entirely necessary because again, I don't want to. I do think that doing like this little ring thing is a little. It's kind of like a cheat. It's not. It's fine. You know, cheats are fine. I'm okay with you in certain contexts. But just one experiment. One last little experiment. Just a little play thing. Just a little. Oh. Oh, I should do this on another layer now that I think about it. Let me dial all that back. Okay. Another layer, erase. Another erase layer. And let me see, is there anything a little bit simpler? Let's go with it. Oh. That way you can maybe have like little sparks of the flame come through too. This is just me experimenting right now. I want the fire to maybe be a little bit more spiky. Almost like they're lashing out and more crackly, more angry. Sorry, strip. My legs didn't like the position they were in. Okay, okay. How are we looking? I do like how intricate it's looking. Maybe be a little bit too much, so I think I can also like dial back with like a soft airbrush, and we can just like soften it a little bit. But I'll do that afterwards. First, we focus on making everything scary. Or sorry, I don't know what I pulled scary from. Whoa. Ooh. Sorry. Knuckle popping. Yeah. Getting cold. That's where the emergency comes. Please warm up my shoulder. I'm about to be wrapped up in a blanket before the end of the stream. Me and this blanket are getting very, very comfy with each other. It's like Swiss cheese. I have not lost my... Why do you ask? I erased some because I realized like it was getting a little too spotty. I was erasing a little bit more than I needed. More only because like I finished this corner so I could see a more general tone that I had left. Interesting. Hit myself in the mouth. I wonder, is there a brush? Because I have like a general like collection of brushes to use, and I'm wondering if there's anything for like fire, but specifically like sparks. I would love like something like spark. Something like that. Maybe like a blur or an outer glow. Filter. Say artistic. No, I don't remember now. You go to layers. Outer glow. Whoa, I might have gone too far. Uh-oh. Or maybe not that bad. Maybe like 30%. The numbers real quick. Oops. You can also like tone this down now. This is gonna take a while. That might have been a mistake to try out just out of nowhere. So I do like this. It's just a little cluttered and it looks like editing this is gonna be tough. So I have to figure something out. Please take it. Okay. Agrees. Will this help it smooth things over? A little bit, actually. What? Yeah, okay. So I can like direct it a little bit more like this. Oh, whoops. No, stop. There we go. And just generally like getting rid of it in the background, just a little, just because you don't need that of it. There's a few areas where you can see like it's cluttered. Should be good. And what if I just one last one where I blur it? We're just experimenting now. What just happened? Oh no, everything's getting confused. Process is lagging. Oh, hold on, take time. Okay, so we're gonna duplicate that again. I think I duplicated them and accidentally put them in the same group at the same time last time, so that's why I had a panic attack. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Not Let's try that again, because now I couldn't tell how it looked without it. Okay, yeah, that's definitely too much blur, because now it kind of disappears. With, without. I think I like it. But we're gonna delete it for now. Oh, sorry, delete. There. And then I can just bring it back whenever I needed to. We're gonna keep that in mind. That's another one we're just gonna keep on the back burner. Okay. I almost want to stop doing this just because it takes too much work. We'll see. Is that matching at all with the texture? Like a real fire? Maybe a little. Hold on. Like. And then let me drop eraser layer. Okay, there we go. That's the wrong layer. There we go. Okay, yeah, I think this still work. We just need to make sure it to use the airbrush to kind of soften some of the transitions. So I'm going to turn it back off. There. Then we're going to keep working on it. Then we'll soften it into. I try to say words. Then we're going to soften to transition. Okay. Maybe not 10, but like 10:30, 10:15, somewhere around there. See if I can stay focused for that long. Not get too distracted. Now I remember. I was like, why is this little orange line not working? And then I'm not erasing. And then I remember that there's embers on these foundation support itself. I don't know what I just did there. Sorry, my brain got distracted. I was just zooming in and out over and over again, and then I was like, wait a second, what am I doing? Sometimes I put water in at the bottom of my coffee once I'm finished to make sure the sugar doesn't stick to it. Like the bottom of the glass, and it makes it hard to clean later. And then I have on occasion accidentally forgotten that my coffee was done and sipped that watery sugar. It's not great. Very gross, in fact. Nope. Just a second, let me check. Oh, I don't know what I looked like on camera there. Hopefully I wasn't too intimidated. Wait. Finger cool. Usually a very warm-natured person, but that might have been back when I was a lot bigger and heavier. There's a lot of tech. Earlier I didn't want to mix brushes, but I actually really do like the chalk brush for this fire texture because it makes it a little granular at the ends, which gives like a very almost like the like the spark look I kind of wanted. I think it was like mixing it whenever there was no other textures, but now that this is two textures on top of each other, like there's the smooth flowy fire texture, and then now we're adding a whole bunch of the more of the grittier spikier rounder texture. What are you doing? All buried loans. I messed this part up entirely. Hold on. Let me do that again. Oh. but like the music stopped for a while. Now that there's a lot of like little holes and everything being erased, even though it's like really detailed, I do think it's leaving a lot of like negative space for the character. She still needs to stand out a little bit more, but I think we're gonna be able to work on that. Like especially I think once I get like some highlights on her and maybe desaturate the back a bit, or not even desaturate, like maybe some blurring. But we'll have to. I'm gonna keep focusing on this. So. Okay. All right. So now I want to almost rate this. and erase. Just a normal new layer on top of that. Take an erase. This might be too complex at this point, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Okay, no, it works fine. The places where the like holes get a little bit too complex and too frequent. Keep like little patches where they're really like unique and break up the pattern a bit. Then some of the holes being like a little bit foggier and a little bit like less clean does actually look really nice. There we go. That's kind of like a nice mix of everything. There, I think that's good. We're almost done with all the layers. I'm probably going to be wrapping it up soon, but I also want to just do one last little thing. Come on. There we go. Just a little bit more detail here on the floorboards now that I got a better color. Let me steal this yellow color and go with like this right here. Thanks. Ooh. Just a little bit more. By a little bit, I meant a lot of it. Okay, then maybe like an airbrush just to like soften it up a bit. Kind of take away some of the really streaky parts that don't need to be there. Keep some of the more key parts. I might do it like a second pass though, just to like heighten some of the parts that I really want to keep. Then on that, I'm gonna do. Did I just make this layer and then not do anything with it? Okay, then that's white. We're gonna do maybe just a little bit of this white, just here and there. Maybe even just airbrush it in. Oh, come on, go. Why is it not doing it? Oh, that's right. That's right. Forgot there's only like some areas that where it is. Make it even smaller because I just need like little small patches of it. Maybe just a little bit more of that burnt color. Just a little bit more tech. Why does it do that? Oh, I see. Because it's a... It was mixing with one of the other layers that was a pass-through or a alpha lock. Okay. All right, and then anything else? Yeah, let me try blurring it. Blur. Blur. Is that showing up on the camera? Okay. All right. I think we're gonna call it there. Let me also add just the little silhouette because I do like how that looks now. All right. Let me go ahead and hit save. All right. So what we're gonna be doing next is I'm gonna be adding a little bit of smoke, but this is gonna be when we get back to it next month, 2 weeks. You know, nothing too crazy. Sorry, I got piercings. So yeah, we're gonna be adding a little bit of smoke in order to kind of fog up the room, make things a little bit more cohesive. You know, we already like pushed back away the detail a little bit just now, but we're probably gonna push it even a little bit further back just to like really simplify the background. Like I think it's easiest to have that texture. You might have noticed earlier, like I do the work to build up the texture and then dial it back as you need. Then that way, if you dial it back too far, you can go right back. You can just erase whatever you dial back, and you have that ability to change between detailed and simple. You know, you can swing that dial back and forth just to find that right amount. And then you can also tweak specific areas where, you know, maybe detailed on the bottom, complex on the top, or simple on the top, or, you know, vice versa. But yeah, we're gonna be continuing to do work on the background when we get back. Just a little bit of fog, a little bit of smoke. Then once we get that, do I have my notes? Okay, yeah. Once we get this, that we can tweak the colors a little bit, make her stand out a little bit more. I want to add that saturation. You know what? I actually don't want to stop just. I want to see if I can tweak that saturation. We'll see. If it ends up like looking terrible, we can just change it. So, I think her pants are already kind of already saturated, but let's try tweaking it even higher. Just a little touch higher for the green. Is it showing up? Okay. Not all of it shows up. Oh, whoa. Let's cancel that. And then try again, because I did not mean to jump that high. There we go. Just a nudge, just a slight nudge in the right direction. Okay. And then her hair, definitely. Let's see. Where is it? Where's it? I think I hear my heart out coming. There it is. This one I just need to add make the purple a little stronger. Make the brights a little brighter. Okay. And the shirt. I think the shirt only looks desaturated because of the glow on her. That actually is what it is. What did I just desaturate? Oh my goodness. We're gonna leave that there. Oh, and let me straighten out the image too. Alright, anything else I need to do before I'm done? No, okay. Alright. I'm just gonna sign off now. Ooh, okay. So there's nothing, but let me do one last thing. Desaturate it. Just a touch. Just a touch. Just a touch. Just enough that you can still see the different colors. Also doesn't completely drown out the back. Alright, now we're done. I'm gonna call it there. Alright. So, thank you for being here for the stream. Even if it was only for a few minutes, or even if you're catching up on the archives that I upload on the YouTube. I just appreciate anybody taking the time out of their day. My camera even on me. Let me double check. I didn't even check that. Okay, yeah. The brightness is a little much, but because I've been hitting my light and not tweaking it. Yes, there we go. But yeah. Thank you, even if you're watching on the archive channel, the YouTube stream that goes up later. I'll be uploading this basically immediately after I'm done with this. I'm going to be doing notes and then adding, you know, little names for all the new layers and everything. So yeah, thank you. Even if it's only for a few minutes, I just appreciate anybody taking the time out of their day to just hang out, chill, talk for a bit. And yeah, make sure to check out my Instagram, which is down below. It's linked down below, and you can also see it on the little panel on the very bottom. Raul A. Pena _art. That's usually where I post most of my artwork. I also might post a meme, might post something about my life, but usually it's just art because, you know, that's the focus of the Instagram. Not into social media, you know, but it helps me at least show off what I'm working on and get out there, you know, like and be able to contact people and all that. But yeah, check out my Instagram if you're interested in my art. Check out my DeviantArt if you want to see even older art. I'm also pretty active on there. and I like to collect a bunch of other artists and see what else is going on for inspiration. I'm not a Pinterest user. I'm more into DV. And then of course check out my YouTube channel. So there is the archive channel, which is just the full stream archived on the YouTube, so you can watch it, a replay of it. Or you can check out my highlights channel, which is where I make an entire stream and condense it into 5-minute chunks. That way you can watch it all in a single sitting, and you can catch up on my progress without having to sit through the entire 2 hours if you don't have the time. Just whichever way you prefer to keep up with the content. And then what I like to do whenever I'm done with a piece is I'll get all the time lapses together and make a supercut of everything. So a supercut is where all the time lapses are condensed into maybe more like 10 minutes, so you can see the very first bit of drawing to the last final touches, and it makes me look very skilled. They're very fun, even though I'm not very skilled. I'm just slapping things together to see what works. What else? So that's YouTube, DeviantArt, Instagram. And then I do have my commission sheet down below if you want me to draw a character for you, Dungeons & Dragons, Vampire the Masquerade, whatever. If you want it, something quick, something more complex, there's all that in the chart. And if you don't want to do it that way, you can just contact me and we could talk through there. I'd love to talk about your character, your backstory, and just make a character, or just make a drawing that makes you happy. It doesn't even have to be your character. It could be a Batman, could be someone else's character, whatever you like. I'd love to take some commissions and help you see your character as you want it. Maybe my style will bring something. Who knows? And then if you just want to make a one-time donation, I have that link down below to my PayPal. Just a little bit to help incentivize me to keep working and doing what I do, because I really like working and doing this streaming thing. But a little bit of money also incentivizes me to spend more time and put more effort into the process. If you'd like. All right, I think I'm finally done. I'm very sleepy, but I'm always very sleepy, and I want to play video games, but I'm probably not going to be able to because I have a lot of stuff to work. Maybe a little bit. We'll see. But have a good night.